Welcome back everyone, and thank you for being here. In this video, I want to talk to you guys about how to connect with our higher self and our guides, and more importantly, how to strengthen our connection with our higher self and our guides through tangible practices. So I'll first begin by talking a little bit about what is higher self and what are our guides, and then move into tangible practices to strengthen our connection and our communication with our guides and our higher self. And as you're tuning into this video, I invite you to tune into my intention and the feeling behind my words rather than getting caught up in the words themselves. And also I invite you to take what resonates with you and just leave the rest behind. So, what is higher self? Higher self is you. It is the true, pure you that exists in the higher dimension of yourself, that is not limited by the illusions of the world, that is not limited by limiting beliefs that often our everyday consciousness get affected by and influenced by. Some people like to call higher self the higher consciousness. Some people call it the future self that is more expanded in consciousness and more evolved. It's important to note that our higher self is always present with us and always communicating with us. It's a matter of our ability to open ourselves up and to strengthen and create that connection in a deeper way. Also, our higher self is like a repository of our entire soul record. So it has information on every lives that we have lived, every experiences that we've had, and also every thoughts and intentions that we have held, every emotions and feelings that we have experienced. So it is really like a big storage house of our essence, of our soul, that is not limited by just this experience, this life experience in this body. And I feel that more and more people are beginning to wake up to seek that connection, that communication with our higher self and our guides. And what's powerful about this is that we learn to receive guidance and answers, not from the outside world, but we learn to receive it from within ourselves and tune into our own inner guidance. And this really is powerful in our journey of awakening, in our journey of ascension, and creating the life that we came here to create, which allows us to live more authentically and really tune into what feels true to ourselves. And each of us have our own ways of connecting with our guides and our higher selves. And we'll share more about this as we move along in this video. So now that we've talked about higher self, what are our guides? Our guides are multidimensional beings or presence that we have made an agreement with to be of support and assistance in our life, in our incarnation. And often this kind of guidance relationship happens over many lifetimes as well. So our guides, some people call spirit guides, can come in forms of ascended masters who are beings that have walked their lives on earth as humans. They can be angels and archangels. Our guides can also be our ancestors or deceased family members. And often your guides can feel like a presence or a being that you can't really fully identify or give it a name or a shape or a form, but you can simply feel their presence. So sometimes we might not know exactly who our guide is, but we can recognize them through their energetic signature, which we can feel through our feelings, our intuition, our inner knowing. And as we go through our ascension journey and really raise our vibration more and more, our connection, our communication with our guides and our higher self becomes more effortless and fluid because we're really learning to raise our vibration to meet the higher vibrational worlds or realities or realms, however you would like to call it. So I want to talk about some tangible practices that has really helped me in strengthening my connection with my higher self and my guides. So I want to share these with you, and note that some of these tips may work great for you. Some of them might not be yours. And also note that some of these tips need some practice. So I want to share some tips on ways to connect and initiate the connection with our higher self and our guides. The first thing that I want to mention is often overlooked, and many people are surprised by how effective this often can be. And this is to set an intention. To set an intention and ask for the connection, communication with our higher self and our guides. And again, we often forget to do this, and we wonder why the connection doesn't feel very clear. And of course, when our vibration gets higher, the connection communication can just happen effortlessly without necessarily setting clear intentions consciously. Yet, setting an intention can be a very powerful way to create this vibrational direction of which we want to connect with or experience or attract or manifest into our life, into our reality. The second tip that I want to share is to clear your energy field, your energy body on a regular basis, especially when your intention is to connect with your higher self and your guides. Yet within your energy field, there's a lot of doubt happening. There's a lot of fear happening, anxiety, or stories of what happened yesterday or what somebody told you. When we're cluttered with all of these energies and emotions and beliefs, it often creates turbulence or distortion in our ability to connect more fluidly with our guides and higher self, and we often get pulled back from that process. So clearing your energy field on a regular basis can really assist you in creating the connection more effortlessly. The next tip that I want to share is to open yourself up to channel your higher self through your imagination, through visualization. Imagination is often programmed to us as something that is not realistic, something that is not useful or childish. Yet imagination is one of the common ways in which our higher self communicates with us. Because through imaginations, we become more sensitive to our physical senses, to our feelings, our intuition, our inner knowing. So imagination is a powerful tool to connect with our higher self and our guides. One exercise that you can do is to simply visualize yourself, and if you are not very used to visualizing, you can just feel it or you can hear it in your own way. So visualize yourself creating a pillar of light, some people call this a rainbow bridge, that goes all through your chakra centers and up through your crown and to your higher self. And however this looks, feels, or sounds to you, really tuning into your own imagination in this way can be very powerful. The next tip that I want to share is to open yourself up to a state of receptivity, to a state of receiving. Sometimes when we set an intention to connect, our chattery mind can come up, and it often fills our cup with all sorts of thoughts. Am I doing it correctly? Is this the right way to do it? It's important that we gently empty our cup to be able to receive. And one powerful way to empty our cup is to allow yourself to go into a state of curiosity. When we are in a state of curiosity, we're really opening ourselves up to all the possibilities, what might happen, what might be experienced. And when we are curious, we become like a child, and we really activate our imagination, therefore our senses as well. So this is a great way to guide yourself into a state of listening and allowing. The next tip that I want to share is to nurture your dream state. I often talk about the power of our dreams as a way to expand our consciousness, tap into our subconscious mind and such. Dream is a very important aspect of our lives. So often we think our day is over when we go to bed, yet there's another life that opens up in our dream state, the night life per se. And this is very important because our higher self shows us areas of blind spot that might need our attention. It shows us specific emotions that might require us to be worked through, especially when it comes to making important life decisions as well. We also access multidimensional realms that our higher self really wants to share with us. So a dream state is a very powerful way to receive unfiltered communication and guidance from our higher self and our guides. And the last tip that I want to share in this video is to trust it. So if you receive any sort of feeling or intuition or messages from your higher self or from your guides, it's very important for you to trust it. Oftentimes we are, again, programmed to not follow our intuition, not tune into our own hearts, not tune into our feeling. And one powerful way that I want to share on how to anchor that trust on your guidance from your higher self or your guides is to actually take action from those guidance or messages that you receive from your higher self and your guides. When we take tangible action, we're able to see how the result plays out and how our life change through these decisions, whether it's small decisions or big decisions that we make that is in alignment with what has been guided to us through our higher self. So I invite you to trust that connection that you feel and go along with it and see what unfolds in your reality, in your life. So these are some tips that I want to share with you guys today in this video. And feel free to share in the comments below your own ways of connecting with your guides and your higher self. I feel that the more we share our unique ways of connecting multidimensionally, the more we become inspired from each other as well. And it can be a great way to open ourselves up to the possibilities of different ways in which our higher self can communicate with us. Thank you for tuning into this video, and I'll see you next time.